I can't move if I don't take responsibility for my part. Because as long as we're blaming and putting our energy out, this way, out there, I can't do anything about them, but I can do everything about me. So if I'm willing to take my responsibility, like if you've been victimized, you're not taking responsibility for the act or the actions of others. You're taking responsibility for what can I do with what I've learned or this experience to move forward? How can I reframe what I'm going through?
Greetings and welcome to When the Moment Chooses You. I am your host, Coach Charlene, and I am excited to be here today. I have a wonderful guest, Brenda Reiss, here. And first of all, welcome to the show. So tell us a little bit more about Wake Up to Yourself. It sounds like you lost yourself within those traumatic events that you had just experienced.
Yes, it definitely felt like I lost myself. And it showed up. What it expressed as was codependency, was giving myself to so many people. My kids by then were raised, they were in their 20s. And so this was a new chapter of my life. And this particular relationship was supposed to be the pinnacle, right? We're supposed to go on and have fun and do things. And I thought I was in the job that I wanted, that was filling my soul. But within this codependency, living for somebody else was draining me. And there comes a time, even if we think we're in these professions or in these careers or jobs or even businesses that we chose, there are what I call choice points. There's times where we get to, there's like that fork in the road. There's a time where that little nudge, because I really encourage people, go with that, like go with that little nudge, even if it scares you, even if you don't know what the heck you're doing, but start trusting it. Because when you go this other way, it can be a little easier than the brick road you're hitting your head on here. Because I kept ignoring that little nudge. I can fix it. I can do it. Right? I can make it better. I can change myself. I can figure it out. And I didn't know that that was a belief inside me that said to me all the time, I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. So therefore I have to keep proving myself to you and to the world that I am worthy. And I was dying inside.
Wow, this is so rich. I am just savoring every word that you're saying. It's so profound because I've been around people that I call it that your heart is imprisoned because you're trapped. Your heart is trapped to be able to love, to really love a person beyond the challenges that they're seeing. And so this work is so important. So tell me a little bit more about your books. I'd love to hear about your books.
Yes. So when I started this work, I was realizing that there were pretty much three categories that people wanted forgiveness in: forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, and how do I live a forgiving life? How do I because I believe that forgiveness is a lifestyle. Now you can replace the word forgiveness because I want to be real sensitive to some people. Forgiveness is a heavy word. Forgiveness, when you have been majorly hurt, victimized, traumatized, it's like you're going, oh, frickin' no way am I gonna be, don't be talking to me about forgiveness. And I hear you. And the thing that I encourage is willingness. Be willing to look at the situation, story, circumstance just a little differently. Because you said so eloquently, Charlene, about the heart, right? Being imprisoned so we can't love. The thing that we forget is that when we imprison ourselves, we can't get out. We think we're protecting ourselves from other people, but we are stopping ourselves from creativity, from being able to manifest, from being able to heal our bodies, right? All of that gets drained away. We forget that. And so it's not about the other person in the sense of, we're not saying what they did was right. And one of the things I like to do is make sure we embody that. It's not about what happened to you, but what happened for you. Yes, we've been victimized. We have some powerful stories. And when we can hold the space with people to go, and it's a yes, and what can we do with that? Like you had that calling, which I'm so grateful you did, Charlene. You had that calling to go, ooh, there's a space. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go for it. How many people in your audience have that same thing and they're afraid to go for it? Right?
Yeah, so many, I believe. I really do. And just hearing your message, even today, I know a lot of people are going to be inspired because, people are stuck, Brenda. They're stuck. They feel like they're stuck. And so, what would you say to those people that feel like they're stuck? It can be in a relationship, in a job, in whatever life circumstance they find themselves in. What would you encourage them with today?
So I encourage this. I encourage a question because I love questions. I love questions. And that is, what if I'm not stuck? The thing about our brains is that they're wired, right, to protect us, as we all know, right? They're wired to protect us. They're wired for safety. And so when we smell something familiar, it's going to take us back there. And it was like, oh, no, cut it off. When we feel stuck, it's just a little bit of a misalignment. It's just that part of our brain that is trying to protect us. So this is what I encourage also. What if I'm not stuck? So this energy of curiosity is powerful because our brain doesn't know what to do with that. What do you mean? What if I'm not stuck? It has nothing to go on. So it kind of opens it up. So what it does is it does what I call a pattern interrupt because we're used to this pattern, right? The habits, all of that. Well, let's just put a little hook in there and go, no, wait, let's go this way. Then the other thing about being stuck is that this is going to take a little bit of self-reflection in the sense of, okay, what do I feel stuck about? I'm stuck in this relationship that doesn't feed me. I feel empty. They don't hear me. They don't listen to me or they're abusive, you know? And so we want to stop and one of the first steps that I teach is awareness. And that is, I have to be aware of the thing that I want to change because I can't change what I don't know is there. So the awareness is like, okay, let me write down, what am I stuck about? What do I feel stuck? What is it? Now, this is the harder question that I truly desire. So what do I feel stuck about? What do I truly desire? That one takes some time and that one really takes some courage. And I'm just asking you to write it down. It doesn't have to act on it. Don't have to do anything, but, just get through this feeling. And so write it. What do I desire? Then we can take some steps because the next category that I teach is responsibility. I can't move if I don't take responsibility for my part. Because as long as we're blaming and putting our energy out, this way, out there, I can't do anything about them, but I can do everything about me. So if I'm willing to take my responsibility, like if you've been victimized, you're not taking responsibility for the act or the actions of others. You're taking responsibility for what can I do with what I've learned or this experience to move forward? How can I reframe what I'm going through? And then that gives us choice. That's the third category.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, man. This has been so amazing. And I think I better ask you 3 wisdom gems that you can give our listening audience of your topic or what you feel in your heart that you want to inspire people with right now.
I love the three wisdom gems. I think that one of them that's really important that comes up a lot is that there is a time to forgive and there's a time to not forgive at first. Forgiveness is vital, yet when you're in the midst of the wound is not the time. It's not the time to forgive. It is the time to feel your feelings because we cannot heal what we don't feel. And we're in these human bodies to be able to do that. So don't jump to forgiveness but stop, feel the feelings. And really the second one would be to learn to love on yourself. And that's a hard thing for most of us to do, but you can start simply by just catching those words and turning them around like, oh, you idiot, you did that again, right? We can be harsh and just like go, oh, no, and stop and go, oh, no. Hey, girl, or hey, guy, or hey, you're awesome. You're amazing. Just reword that because we can change our brain. We can change our thoughts, right? And the last one would be, don't do it alone. This journey, this human life, we're not meant to do it alone. We've learned that that's a safety mechanism we've learned to do. And so understand your patterns and your beliefs that feed that. And then invite someone into your world, just one person that you can trust and share a little bit with them. And then you can share a little bit more. And then your whole world opens up because when you're willing to be willing, the universe will come and meet you.